What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Man Card Podcast, or as we like to call this episode, Man Check. And man, would you check out what we got on, dude?
That was a great segue.
Woo! Sheesh! Oh! So I look like a douchebag with my beanie on because I don't usually wear beanies.
Tilt your head down a little bit because
Can you see it?
There you go.
Got this Man Card Podcast branded beanie. Losing my mind right now. Okay, now that I mentioned it, I gotta take this shiz off because it's steamy in here.
All right, let's go on to the next item.
Okay, next item we got. If you can see it,
Man Card Podcast hoodie,
nice
the manliest hoodie that you could possibly buy. It's on
ever.
the market.
Yeah, and it's verified too, so you get the verification stamp with it, and it's so comfy.
It looks nice.
Yeah,
it looks kind of thin, so it's like almost like a nice fall hoodie.
It's
not
perfect
like,
fall hoodie and winter hoodie to layer on. Imagine
like
this with
a jean jacket over it.
Layer this shit up.
Yeah.
And plus, what I hate with a lot of hoodies is you get like a big logo in the middle. And you put a jacket on, and it kind of like either crimps up or you see it through what you're wearing. Never been a big fan of that. This is like you put your jacket on, and this is like you're verified for yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's just for you and your heart. It's right over your heart.
Self-appreciation, yeah.
Check that shit out. Mancardpodcast.com. Go check them out. We've got a lot more stuff on there. We've got crew necks.
We got mugs.
And we have mugs.
Yeah, little.
Look at that. Look at that right there. This beaut. Make sure it's in focus. Hello.
What is it? Aluminum? Is it aluminum? It's metal. They're metal mugs.
Metal mugs. So you can see it's got the nice little silver trimming around the top. Oh, beautimus.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's nice. Very nice.
Well, if you're in the market, their choice, I'd recommend picking one up. To quote the great Ferris Bueller, but in this episode, we're just going to do a little catch-up-a-rooney and talk about some stuff that's going on in our lives, because just before we started, you mentioned that you got your first assignment for work. How does it make you feel? Like, do you feel like a man now?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really scared. Like, we started talking about it. I had two meetings. One wasn't supposed to really happen, but I made it happen because I was really confused. Got my first assignment. It was like a 4-person meeting on Zoom, and they're talking about, so I do code, and so I'm supposed to
learn to code,
and I'm supposed to automate, small tedious tasks. And he was going through his whole presentation of like what he does on a day-to-day basis, and that he needs this automated. And I was like, okay, cool. So like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to automate specifically? And then he just repeated himself, and he just showed me how it worked. I was like, okay, like, what do you want me to automate? This is a big process. Like, where do I go? Is there an API? You want me to do this in Python? Do you want a nice chart that, displays all this data? Like, what do you want? And we couldn't get to like a final conclusion. So I messaged my manager, and we had a 30-minute meeting going over code, going over what the person wanted. So I feel a lot better. But tomorrow I'll probably start setting up my environment for all those coders that actually know what I'm talking about. My environment.
Yeah.
Coding and
I'm gonna pretend like I know
testing things, and then hopefully by Thursday I'll have an update for my manager. So we'll see. But I'm excited.
Woo!
I kid you not, I haven't done crap this past week because it's just all orientation stuff.
Orientation stuff. Yeah, no shame. Take advantage of the lack period while you can. Whenever getting onboarded for companies, and also I'm just gonna pretend like I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
I don't know. No idea.
I just smile and nod at half the words you say because I don't get it.
Yeah, I technology. I'll be friends with smart people. That's my claim to smartness. Is I'm friends. I choose really smart friends. So anyway, but yeah, whenever I'm onboarding on a company's, like I feel like it's always this process that it's necessary for sure, but it's never something that I enjoy. It's
onboarding, like the first week.
Onboarding, it's terrible because I feel like, I think I mentioned last week, like it makes me feel like I made the wrong choice. Like, why am I here? Like, this is not the right job. Has this kind of quelled a little bit of that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think once I finish this assignment, I'm like successful in it. Like I was when I did my internship. When I finished projects, I was like, yo, like I belong here. I'm understanding it. I got this. Until I get to that point, I'm still like, I still think this is the right job. I'm happy with my choice. Everything's great. It's just I don't truly know what it feels like to work yet because I haven't actually been truly working yet.
No, that's fair. So, no, totally fair.
And I haven't got a paycheck yet either. So it's kind of like I'm just I've spent the past 7 days just in my room on my laptop, just twiddling my thumbs, looking over, benefits and getting familiar with stuff.
Yeah. Well, and making sure you're plugged into those benefits, because like I'm even still a year later now. Can you believe I've been working for them for a year?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. My last week was my 1 year anniversary with Sherwin-Williams.
That's ridiculous.
Nuts, right? But yeah, so I still am finding benefits that I missed and need to. I'm like, oh shoot, like, I need to put in for that.
Yeah, they have a whole thing for healthcare, and I have no idea what to sign up for. I've ran it through with like my mom, and she doesn't like. There's so many things that go on in her head. She's like, okay, when's open season for your healthcare? Is it in 6 months?
Probably
is
October.
It in a year? Is it when is it? Because if it's in October, don't get it now. Why spend the money? Because you're covered under our insurance. But if it's like a year from now, you might want to sign up for it because, in a year from now, you could be moved out of the house or in a different state.
True chains.
For whatever, reason. And so that's, and it still all confuses me. I don't know what half the things is. It's like Anthem PPO savings versus Anthem PPO.
Yeah. And those are the health plans?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anthem. Anthem is the new name for Blue Cross
Blue Shield.
Yeah, I that buyout confused me because all of my stuff went from Blue Cross to Anthem. I was like, did we just switch providers? They're like, no.
What I didn't know, and apparently you can do this, and I could still be wrong, but from my understanding, from what my mom said, is you can stack like insurances and I mean that, I'm insured by her, under her, but if I get my own insurance too, I'm insured by them both, and so like if I wanted to go and get braces or something. Like, I can combine the two.
What?
Yeah, that's what she was mentioning. She's like, you might as well, if you're going to get braces, because I was planning on doing, like, Invisalign or something.
Yeah. She's
like, if you plan on doing that in the next 6 months, enroll in it now, because then you're covered under me and yourself. I was like, okay, but aren't I allowed
what
to
does that
choose
do?
Only one? He's like, no, you actually get, like, a certain amount from both companies.
What?
For both plans.
That's actually nuts, because our whole lives, I've been told that you can't stack coupons.
That's what...
I'm sorry, sir. You aren't allowed to add these two coupons. But it's just.
Can I have 50% off this 50% off?
Yeah, have you seen that TikTok?
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, I'm weak because it got me at first because I was like, oh, 100%, right?
Yeah.
No.
I got 50% off, so it's free, right? No. Even if that were the case, it's 50% off your 50% off item.
And you can't use them, so sawed off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's British for screw off. Anyway, whatever. Oh, dude, I'm just still can't get over these mugs.
It actually the water tastes better. Believe it or not, fellas.
I
Ladies
feel
and gentlemen,
manly.
the water actually tastes better out of these. So
Yeah, that's, we're not going to put that on the website or claim it or anything, but
you won't have a bad cup of Joe in these Joe holders.
Here's my problem with a lot of mugs is, like, you can hear it. It is metal. Hold on, let me.
Here, I got you. I got a ring.
You got a ring? Yeah, it's like legit metal. And so a lot of mugs, like, they're ceramic and thick, so they mask the fact of a warm drink. Like they're like, oh, this is warm, but like, how warm is it? You go to drink it, you burn the crap out of your mouth.
Oh, this will tell you immediately because you'll burn your hand.
You'll burn your hand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of a gauge. Also, if you can pour boiling water into this cup and hold it, you've earned your man card immediately. We'll send it to you in the mail.
Yep.
That is the next thing. So we always love claiming the next thing here on this show.
And then waiting 6 months.
And then waiting 6 months. So 6 months ago it was merch. So now we have the merch. Okay, we can't claim that anymore. I want to claim that it's coming soon.
Coming to a theater near you.
Coming to a mancardpodcast.com near you. It's a man card, like a physical like thing. It's almost like a joke in a way, where it's like you and your buddies hang out and they're like, hey man, give me your man card, bro.
Yeah, because you do something, that's sissy like.
Yeah, and then you actually pull it out.
Like watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette,
There you go, man.
I would have lost. I'd have to buy so many.
So many
new ones.
But you can trade it around. So have you seen this movie? Probably not. But I'm going to try anyway. I love this game. Have you seen The Count of Monte Cristo?
No.
Okay, so it's Evans and one of our favorite movies, right? And in the movie, and this is not a spoiler, the two main characters grew up and they're like best friends, right? Like competitive type best friends. And they have this king, like a chess piece king, right? That they carry around with them. And whenever a person owns a moment, or is, in their words, king of the moment, they pass the king to whoever is king of the
But they
moment.
only have one of them.
They only have one,
Okay.
so they pass it between them. And so I thought it's like that would be a dope concept for like a group of guys
friends, yeah.
have like, or like 2 or 3 guys have like a man card, and they're like that.
Yeah, you do
hand it
something
over.
cool. Yeah.
You're hitting quarter squats on the full squats. Give it up,
it up.
man card.
Uh-huh.
That's mine now. So hey,
I actually like that idea. That's not bad.
don't hold us to it, but that is coming down the pike, hopefully soon. Now that I figured out how to do these, I bet you I can figure out how to do those.
We can get what, a little metal. I think we were talking about earlier. A little metal thing. It has like a beer
Yeah.
opener or something
Like a-
small.
like
You
a-
throw it in a wallet.
Bottle opener, throw in a wallet, metal embossed. I don't know. Like I feel like it could be cool, or even like laser engraved.
That's what I was thinking you were meaning. Because if
Yeah.
you just get like a painted one, it's going to get rub off, and then
It's gonna rub off.
yeah, laser engraved.
Laser engraved would be sick.
That'd be cool.
But this is underneath the coating, so I don't think this is coming off, because this is not etched on. This is like,
Oh, you right. Yeah, you can't even feel. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's underneath like the tough coating. Yeah. Bottom line, this is like a low key just plugging ourselves.
Just selling our merch.
Just yeah, hey, listen, if you got the time and you've got the means, go pick up our merch, please.
Yeah, Olivia and Nick could just keep buying it because
I know.
y'all are the only ones listening right
Oh,
now.
ironically, they're the only ones who haven't bought it.
Yeah, that's crazy. What, Evans and Parker?
It was Evans and Parker. Shout out.
And
What's
you.
up? And me,
I haven't
obviously.
even got to it.
Yeah, this guy. I just buy you things from our merch shop.
You're right.
I get,
You're absolutely right.
I get you a mug, and I got my wife a beanie. This is my wife's beanie now. She is manly verified,
Oh, wow.
apparently.
Ew. What
I-
does that
okay.
say about you?
I verified it. So they're on the shop. There's this like women's hoodie crop top. Dude, I'm telling you, that would be sick in the gym.
I think so, too.
Like, tell me that wouldn't just like
I think so,
fly, because it's ironic. It's ironic as hell.
Yeah.
Like, she wears this manly verified in the gym. It's funny as shit. Goes in there, starts hitting squats like nobody's. I mean, come on, get out of town. Rebecca, I know you saw the website too, because I
Ooh,
think you
yeah.
bought it for Parker. That shit would slap. I'm telling you. You hit squats like nobody else. I've worked out with you many times. Make it happen. I want to get product photos with you with this crop top on.
Just do it. Do it.
Anyway, let's branch away from this merch content, because today, Junior, and let's talk about a little bit of an update that I got going on in my own
It's always
sitch.
about you. Here we go.
It is no shame, honestly. No, I'm kidding. Listen, if
Go
you're,
on, I'm just
if
giving
you're
you
not
shit.
gonna segue, I'll segue.
I was going. You got it. So let's hear it.
Sorry, my lips were.
We got a new
Parched.
CEO of Sherman-Williams.
Listen, guys, don't mean to brag. Okay, two things happened at work today. So one, I had an email come through today. I haven't told you about this, and they are they're reinstating the company-wide mask mandate. So wherever we go representing the company, we now have to wear the masks again.
Whoa.
And I'm like, woo, great, awesome, whatever. Not to get into a anti-vaccine conversation, but a quick tangent. And this is what makes me confused, is they say get the vaccine, right? Mm-hmm. And then they turn around and say, oh, but wear masks
Even
if you're vaccinated, because you can still get the virus. Okay. But then you're telling me to get the vaccine because it puts you in danger. And then I go, wait, aren't you vaccinated? And that person says, well, no. I mean, well, yes, but you can still give it to me. And I'm like, well, if you're vaccinated, then why does it matter? And they say, well, you put me in, well then, and then they turn it to say like, oh, I could like die or something. And I'm like, well, okay, well, isn't that my own medical decision? Like if I'm having health risks, like absolutely get the vaccine. Like, but it just confuses me, the contradiction of like, get it, don't get it, but also you're risking my life. I'm like, what? Hold on.
My dad talked about it today a little bit, and what they want to do is impossible. They want everybody to have the vaccine, because if everybody has the vaccine, even though COVID, you can't kill off COVID, because I was listening to some doctors speak it today, and on some video, and it has animal something or whatever, where it means it can get transmitted to animals and animals can mutate it and then give it back to us. So
Great.
therefore you can't ever get rid of COVID 100%, but what they want is every single person to have a vaccination. So even though COVID doesn't die, we can still pass it to each other, but it doesn't affect us. Therefore, no one else dies. It doesn't affect us because we're all vaccinated. But that only works if every single person gets vaccinated. And you're not going to get that.
But here's another level of confusion, because let's say that is 100% true, right? And I always just like to question things that are just out in the public sphere, just with a healthy dose of just inquisitiveness, not doubt, just like, okay, let's ask some more poking questions.
Yeah.
I just don't understand, because two reasons. One, obviously you can get the virus having gotten the vaccine. So even if everybody gets the vaccine, people are still getting toasted
by this new variant.
Right? And I've heard today, like especially kids are getting it bad now.
Yeah.
And they can't even get the vaccine. So I'm like, okay, so like this is, whatever. There's that side. And then there's the other side of people who already had COVID. Because I had a conversation the other day of a buddy of mine has a lot of friends in like hospitals around the area, and he was having a conversation with them and was saying like, hey, like what's it looking like? Obviously we got this new variant go around, and he was saying like, oh, like they said that all of their patients, and of course I'm going to caveat this is anecdotal. I'm not trying to extrapolate this out to nationwide. Have a conversation with your doctor. I'm not trying to give medical advice, but this conversation did get a little bit interesting when all these doctors were like, yeah, we've had 20 new cases. And this was in the Kennesaw area. So we've had 20 new cases at all be admitted to us. And all of those 20 cases, every single person that has been admitted already was vaccinated fully with time buffer. Mm-hmm. And then I go, okay, why? So apparently, allegedly, YouTube, don't ban us, please. So apparently that people who are fully vaccinated can get it, are more likely to get the Delta variant versus people who got it naturally and didn't get vaccinated.
Like your boy.
Yeah, because you got it.
I got it naturally.
You got it naturally.
I naturally got
infected.
And
here's another layer, right? They say, oh, the antibodies wear off after a month after you get COVID naturally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my dad, this is again anecdotal, but my dad has been getting religiously antibody tested. Just to, I'm just curious to see if I still have the antibodies, because he got it pretty bad last year. Mm-hmm. He still has the antibodies.
Yeah.
Like fresh antibodies. I'm telling you,
it's a lot of this is, I think it's bullshit. They're giving incentives now to get vaccinated. They're trying to give people $100.
Amazon, if you go on with them and you're fully vaccinated, they'll give you a $1,000 signing bonus with $100 if you're vaccinated or whatever.
That's just...
And I'm like,
crazy. So I saw a video, a snippet of a podcast, and then Bella also told me about it because she listened to the podcast, where they were saying in a marketing class, because obviously the vaccine's free and now they're paying people to take it.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever free. If a product is free, you're the product.
Ooh.
If they're giving it to you for free,
wow.
You're the product.
Well, yeah. Like
you're the experiment.
Like advertising.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if they're giving this away for free, you're the product. So for whatever reason, the government's doing the government isn't giving anybody anything for free.
Well, no, I mean, our kids, their kids, our great grandkids will be paying this off for generations to come. I don't think that's the confusing part of it. The confusing part of it is it's simple economics. What did your mom and grandma used to tell you when you were young? If it's too good to be true, it probably isn't.
Probably, yeah.
Right? Or if it's free, where's the catch?
Yeah.
Right? And so it's the kind of mantra of like, you get what you pay for. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not paying anything for this stuff, I'd rather pay for it. You know what I mean? Because I would not only feel like I had invested in it, but also I would think that my money is going towards making it better in some regard.
Yeah. I mean, it's if someone's giving something to you for free versus, you had to spend $100 to get it, you value that thing. For simple example, I was given my very first car. I didn't buy it or nothing. Yeah, I know. I was given
Your privilege is showing.
I know. 2002 Acura TL. I was given that car. I didn't take care of it. Didn't care for it. Thought it was a piece of junk. Hated it. Bought my red car, which exploded anyway, but bought that red car. I took care of that thing. I did oil changes. No one ate in that car. I vacuumed. I cleaned it every other week. It's more valuable.
Sure.
I thought more
to
of it.
you.
Yeah, to me specifically, because I had to pay for it. I had to put my own money into it. Whereas
You had to invest
it's just the
in
same
it.
thing as this.
Yep.
If we would have had to pay for it, we probably would have. I think I might have gotten it or considered it more. I've been like, okay, they obviously have something good here. They're trying to sell it to you. That would have been good marketing.
I agree.
But now they just gave it to everybody, and it was so quick and so speedy, and so many bad things have come out from it.
Watch you get the vaccine, and then your back like just lights up with like Coca-Cola. It's like sponsored or something. It's like each different vaccine is sponsored by a different company, like Best Buy.
It goes across your forehead.
No, that's really expensive real estate.
Yeah, right.
That's like the Teslas of the world. They're paying for this little spot right there. But I took a class when I was graduating tech. I want to say it was my last semester, and it was called Management in the Healthcare Sector. What a perfect time to take a management in the healthcare sector class. It just happened that way. Professor was amazing, super awesome guy, super Southern. And so nice. And he's obviously super connected in the healthcare world. And two things happened. One, he had a guy come in, and this was obviously last spring, not 2021 spring, but 2020 spring. Mm-hmm. So we hadn't gotten kicked out of school yet, and the Olympics were on the horizon, right? I'm painting this picture for you. And this guy came in from, I can't remember which, I think it was Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Or the children's, greater, different, whatever. They have different offices. And so he was like he was pretty high up. Of course, I'm bumbling over myself because I can't remember his title because it's over a year ago. But he came in and he opened up for questions. And of course, COVID, it was at that time a joke. We were like, oh, China, COVID, it. And I raised my hand and I was like, hey, obviously this COVID thing, do you think they're going to postpone or push back or cancel the Olympics? And he point blank looked me in the eyes and everybody else in the room and said, not a chance. There's no way they're going to move the Olympics this year at all. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm not going to take that to the bank, but thank you for your insight. And of course, this is like a reputable, well-known doctor in the medical field. And he just went, nope, no chance. Boom, flash forward 2 months later. Yeah, Olympics are going to be pushed back till next year.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, great. Second thing, which goes back to our other example of buying in for free. So we were going through some economic thought, experiments in class. And he prompted us with this idea of, okay, you're the WHO or whatever, or you're the UN, and you are together with other nations of the world, and you're trying to provide for Africa these mosquito nets, right? So they don't die. They put these you give them to them, they put them up, and they use them, and they don't die from malaria.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you do that? How do you give it to a culture that doesn't see the value in something, get them to use it so they don't die? Right? How do you do that? It's a tough problem because what happens is, and some of the kids were like, you give them for free, right? Immediate, super, bleeding hearts of the world all go just give it out for free. So they did that. So they split this experiment and half of, they gave them out for free. And guess what happened? They turned around and started using them as fishing nets. And all their tribes and everything, they were just dying. But they were using them as fishing nets, catching fish. And so that was the one half. The other half was they operated they were already going to give them away for free, right? They had the money, they had the funds. And so they said, okay, well, let's take the price so far down to that culture's buying power, right? And not to disrupt the local, right? Let's invest in local economics and give them to locals to sell to their peers in the tribes. They did that. Guess what? Started using those nets on the beds and kids stopped dying.
Wow.
So if that doesn't tell you anything, buying into something makes a really, really big difference when it comes to using it and having a personal investment in what the product is.
Yeah, then just getting it for free.
Just get it for free.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
We really decomposed that whole situation real nice.
Oh, man. Listen, I wasn't planning on going on a tangent, but listen, let's hold on.
Welcome to your...
Let's dink it and sink it.
I'm telling you, it tastes better.
Tastes better. I'm telling you. But yeah, so we can just close out with that, honestly.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
I feel like that's a wonderful Friday rant.
That is. That's a crazy tangent.
Here's my thing, just for everybody out there. If you have anything that you want us to just rant about or talk about, we'll talk about it. So send it in. We'll do some research, look into it, and form our own opinions about whatever's going on, and we'll talk about it. We can make it like a Fun Friday, like something, or
just change the name from Fun Friday Man Check,
or like, I don't know. We'll come up with something catchy. I don't know what we want to call it.
Right.
But anyway, thank you for tuning in to this Friday's Man Check, and be looking out for Monday's episode because we've got some good content on the horizon.
What was that word?
Condensation. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Good content coming up.
Good content coming up, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Monday's episode is going to be on rejection.
Rejected.
Ooh, what a it stings a little bit. My heart hurts. So tune in Monday. Check that out. mancardpodcast.com. Get to know the website. Get to know the merch. Link over to the YouTube. We're on YouTube, and mancardpod@gmail.com. Look us up. See you on Monday.
See you.